Hey, thank you for calling into Dark Dial. We did not get a name on the call screen. If you wouldn't mind giving us your name real quick.
Hi, I'm Denise.
Hi, Denise. What you got for us
Hi.
today?
Okay, so about about 15, 20 years ago, um, I was, I don't know if it was a Sasquatch or not, but I was traveling with my husband. We were going from Las Vegas on a bus tour over to the Grand Canyon. And it happened to rain profusely, which we're from the Midwest and we're kind of used to that. And everyone in Vegas was freaking out because apparently rain is a big deal with soil erosion and whatnot there. But
Oh, no
so we're on
doubt.
this bus, and yeah, so we're on this bus and we're driving along, and we're kind of on high alert because we're like, why is everyone freaking out about all this rain? And we were kind of watching the roads, and you did see that there's a lot of erosion, and you can see, okay, maybe this is why everyone's freaking out about this. So we're on high alert, and we're watching out, and we're going through all this mountainous desert land, and we're on this bus, so we can't stop. But all of a sudden, I see something, and I look at my husband, and I said, "Did you see what I just saw?" And he says, "Yeah." So it looks like there was a big boulder, and on top of it, it kind of looked like a big, shaggy sheepdog, but it was giant, and it had like dreadlocks all over it. Now you're showing these pictures of the Sasquatch that are shiny. This thing wasn't shiny. It was full of dreadlocks. It looked dirty, and it was kind of a darker gray color, and you couldn't tell appendages. It was sitting like it's kind of an A-frame, but the thing was giant. And we both looked at each other and said, "Oh my gosh, what the heck was that?"
Wow, that is. So it was standing on a boulder on the side of the road in the rain. I think the only thing that could make that more cinematic is if lightning struck right behind it as you were driving by. That's awesome. When you say it's huge,
Yeah.
about how big do you think it would be?
How big? It had to have been. Now, it wasn't right on the side of the road. It was up in the mountains some,
Okay.
but close enough to the road that we could see it. It was, and it seemed like it was sitting because we couldn't see any arms or legs. About 100 to 200 feet. How big would you say it was, huh?
It was hard to maintain scale, but it was big.
It was huge, yeah.
Gotcha, right on. Yeah, I mean that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Sitting, how big do you think it was? 6 feet sitting? It was
hard to tell, but it was big.
Yeah.
No doubt if it was a distance away.
Wow.
Can you tell me exactly where this was? I know you said you were between Vegas and the Grand Canyon. Were you still in Nevada? Were you in northern Arizona?
We were in Arizona.
Yeah, we were in Arizona at that point.
I'm just pulling up the route here that maybe you took. You said this was a tour bus?
Yeah.
Charter bus
that took us from Vegas over to the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
There was no alcohol or drugs involved in this trip.
That is true. No
Okay.
alcohol or drugs.
That's fair. I wouldn't have judged if there was, but we're glad you clarified that. But it looks like there's, an Indian reservation there.
That's
How do
interesting.
you pronounce that?
It was just all no man's land. I mean, there was nothing.
And
it was all desolate.
Deep crevasses along the side of the road that our bus driver was doing 80 on.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
dear. Oh no.
Sounds a little frightening in and of itself.
Yeah,
Are you sure
well,
you didn't accidentally end up on the bus they were using to film Speed?
Do you have any idea,
sometimes it
like,
felt like that.
a landmark or a city you were near?
No, it was all desolate.
Okay.
There wasn't
So maybe right
anything
there
around.
between Kingman and Seligman?
Maybe.
Maybe. And you said its fur was very matted, and I want to say you said gray, right?
Yeah, it looked like a bunch of dreadlocks, just all over it.
Do you remember what time of year this was?
Summer, yeah.
Do you remember what year? I know you said like 15, 20 years, I want to say is what you said.
You think it was 2004 or 2005?
2004.
Okay.
Now, sir, are you the husband? Did you see this too?
I did.
Did anybody else on the bus notice it?
We don't know. We didn't talk to anybody else.
Okay.
We just looked at each other and said, did you just see what I just saw? What the hell was that? And had we been driving, I'm sure we would have turned around and gone back. But we were not in charge of that because it was this bus trip.
You gotta just pull the emergency stop handle real quick.
Yeah.
The most terrifying bus ride I've ever taken.
I can imagine.
I think
It sounds
there were a
like
lot
it.
of people on that, were there?
It sounds like that wasn't due to the
Yeah.
Sasquatch, though.
Right.
No, that was not. During the drive, you could see rusted out vehicles down in the crevasses of the road during our drive. More than once, I saw an old rusty vehicle
Oh, yeah.
down in
Yep.
crevasses. We weren't like on an interstate freeway. It was more like a state road type of thing. It was interesting.
Did you have any feelings about Bigfoot before this or after it? Like, did that change your view or?
It didn't change our view, but we just know we saw something.
All I know is we saw it with our own eyes, and we were like, what in the world? And then I tried to look up later, what kind of animals it could be. I haven't found anything that it could be.
Oh, it sounds like you saw a Sasquatch.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially if you're saying it's as big as it was, I don't think there's much out there that gets to that kind of size, especially while it's sitting, that you're going to be able, it's going to put itself in a position for you to see it from the road. Most of the stuff in the mountains tends to stay on the other side of the mountain compared to where the interstates and the main roads run through.
Yeah, I was always looking for a bighorn sheep, thinking I'd like to see a bighorn sheep.
No
I still
doubt.
haven't seen one, but
Oh no.
that was definitely no bighorn sheep. It was,
in the morning. I remember it being.
yeah, it was in the morning.
And I would have to admit, if we didn't see movement, it was just sitting still, looking at us like we were looking at it as we went by.
Did it look like it was crouched?
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, like it was sitting.
Make out arms
Chris-
or legs or anything. It was more of just a big
This
fuzzy blob.
A-frame dreadlock blob sitting on a giant boulder.
Were you able to see a face or eyes or anything?
We saw eyes. Yeah, you could make eyes.
Head.
I don't remember seeing like a dog nose or anything. I remember just kind of seeing eyes and dreadlocks.
Well, that's incredible.
Wow. Sounds to me like you guys spotted yourselves a Sasquatch.
Well, what I find most fascinating is how much of a parallel your story is from the Colorado story that we've been covering and that's been popular lately, because it's the two of you out on this trip. And one of the things we brought up is like, well, what did they not tell it to other people on the train? Well, here you are on the bus and you're just kind of minding your business and you see this thing and you don't know exactly what it was.
Yeah, we weren't talking. The bus wasn't overly crowded by any means, and it was just the two of us, keeping to ourselves, and we just looked at each other and went, Did you just see that? Yeah.
We thought we were going to die in a fiery bus
Do you have any idea how long the sighting was for? Like, how long was it within your view?
Oh,
5 seconds.
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
long because we were zooming by it. And that's
Wow.
why we were both kind of like questioning. You didn't have enough time to really say,
Was it
No.
obstructed by other
Stop and
hills
look at
or
that.
something? Or was it, like,
Nope.
because
mm-mm.
you said it was on a big boulder.
Yeah,
It's a rock outcropping,
yeah,
up in some rocks
yeah.
above us. It was above us. Up in the
It was sitting on a big, giant boulder. And it was giant itself.
Wow. Well, that is awesome.
No doubt.
You were the first Sasquatch sighting ever to call into our show, so thank you.
All right. Well, we had fun sharing it.
How did you guys feel about the some of the footage we watched?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there any of them that stand out to you in terms of being credible or fake?
Well, the very first one, just because it had more muscle mass, like an ape would.
Yeah, the Patterson-Gimlin footage.
The Patterson Gimlin, yeah. The other one,
I thought the hunters were the most credible.
oh yeah, the hunters were pretty cool.
Whether or not the Bigfoot's credible, those guys think they saw something.
And
Yep.
the guy in the
Yeah.
mall too, because I could envision myself when they were asking the guy on the phone call about, what's it doing. I could envision myself saying the same thing. It's looking at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the terror in his voice, and in terms of the hunters, I think you can really hear the excitement in their voice when they see it.
And the
They're just-
bewilderment,
yeah,
too.
shock 'em.
Yeah.
What the heck, and the adrenaline that ran through them, like, oh my gosh, quick, Yeah.
That's not genuine.
They took
That's
off
pretty
quick.
brave for somebody to be out during hunting season with bow hunters around. That's not credible. That's pretty courageous for somebody to be out in the woods during bow hunting season.
Dressed up like a big animal. Yeah, it is. No doubt.
Yeah, you're taking your life in your hands. I mean, even if somebody sees it and thinks it's a Bigfoot, what are the likelihood that they're going to want to shoot it? Then we have stories like that. We're not going to cover them tonight, but Justin Smahy, who allegedly shot a Bigfoot, similar situation.
Yeah.
When I'd love to get into the Melba Ketchum DNA study as well, because that goes along with that.
Thing
But
my wife saw, it may not have fit the classic Bigfoot scenario like you're portraying, but whatever it was not something we were familiar with. That's not the first time we've been in Arizona and Nevada or traveled. We're not native to that area, but we've been around there before. Never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
are you
And we've seen
two?
the wild horses and
Are you wildlife lovers? Like, do you know what's out there in terms of the local wildlife?
yeah, we like to hike and that's kind of our thing, more so than casinos or anything like that. We'd much rather be out exploring.
I don't think anybody ever saw Bigfoot in the casino in Vegas, so
No, but man, if that isn't a dream right there, that would be a legendary sighting. Sit down at the poker table, you look to your left, and you're just like, wait a minute.
Out on the strip, handing out those cards.
yeah.
Just don't look him in the eyes.
Well, thank you very much. We enjoy your show.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
I
you.
appreciate you guys calling in.
All right. You guys have a good night.
Good
You too.
night.
Bye.
Bye.
That is incredible.
That was exciting. I tell you, that sounds like just the perfect cinematic shot, if there ever was one, for a Bigfoot, like, real, man.
Hi, this is Gavin with Dark Dial. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to us as a small channel, and it helps you find us that much easier. We'd also love to know what you think, so be sure to leave a comment below. We're going to be live Thursday nights at 6 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Pacific, and we're taking calls, so be sure to have your phones ready. And don't forget to check us out on darkdial.com. We have a forum you can sign up for, and you can find us on all major social platforms.